What's up, guys? So coming with this week's Q&A, doing this one a little early as tomorrow my brain will probably be super duper foggy. I'm in the middle of a water cut right now for weigh-ins. I guess I'll briefly speak on that. I started loading sodium and water loading Sunday, which I drank about 4 gallons of water, bunch of sodium intake. Monday, 3.5 gallons of water. And still quite a bit of sodium. Yesterday reduced the sodium a bit, and 2.5 gallons of water. Today I'll drink 2 gallons of water and very little sodium. And then tomorrow I'll drink maybe a half a gallon of water in the morning and consume absolutely no sodium. Sunday morning I woke up at 226 pounds. Monday morning I woke up at 229 pounds. Tuesday morning I woke up again at 226 pounds, and today I woke up at 223 pounds. So everything's going as it should. Water cuts be water cuts. So that's where that is. I think I'm going to show y'all some video footage of my openers, which will be, the videos are actually 485 squat, 420 bench, and 530 deadlift. When I open in kilos, they're going to be 220, 190, and 540, so just a little bit of difference there. Just thought I'd mention that. Let's get to the Q&A. So how to push 0 to 1 reps in reserves, very hard for me. First of all, do it on something like a leg press or something like that where it is completely safe to go to absolute failure, and really get a feel for it. It helps if you have people there with you. A lot of times you can push a little harder with somebody there. Just that psychological aspect, it plays a part. And just, take deep breaths and go till your muscles absolutely will not let you go no more. You will find it, and you'll find that you can do more than you really thought you could do. You might think you're at like 1 or 2 reps in reserve, and you've got 7 or 8 more in the tank. Weight gain to bench strength ratio, as in if you gain 20 pounds of non-muscle instantaneously, how much would your bench increase overnight? Not much at all. You can take something like a foam pad, yay thick, and it's going to compress when you bring it down, and that can kind of simulate the sensation there. A board's not quite the same. But you'll find just like reducing a 1/4 inch range of motion, or 20 pounds isn't much. It's not going to play a big part. I can fully bench set up in my arch and then go completely flat back with no arch at all, and we're probably talking, I don't know exactly how much range of motion, but well over an inch, well more than what you're saying here. And 5 to 10% difference. So like just a 20-pound weight gain overnight that's not muscle at all, it's not going to help your leverages enough to really see much, if any, difference at all. Is training to failure and keeping 2 reps in reserves the same for hypertrophy? This is a little out of my wheelhouse. I know the studies are saying there's really not much difference, but if you look at especially our natural lifters and how they're training and what they're doing, they seem to value training to failure versus keeping 2 reps in reserve. The results are the results, so I would defer to that. How do you tell a big guy asking for a spot that you are too weak to help him? This actually happened to me. If you're too weak to spot somebody, that means that they are doing more weight than they should be doing. That's point blank, period. They shouldn't be attempting whatever weight they're attempting. You're really not too weak to spot somebody. Maybe on a back squat or something, but if it's like for bench press, then they're attempting way too much weight. That's on them, not on you. For a 180 centimeter between 5'11", 5'10", for you magnificent Americans with all of your whys and cunning, what's a good weight for an intermediate to advanced natural powered lifter? I think it's one of those things where it depends. You see, there's some people at that height that are a little leaner. There's some that are a little pudgier in different weight classes, and they both have success. I wouldn't focus on it too much if I were you. I assume this is, in reference to you in particular. I would just train and eat and let your body kind of do what it does and see where you end up. We all store fat differently. We all, build muscle tissue differently. So it is, it depends, and it's going to be different for everybody. Generally, though, what I've seen in that kind of height range for natural power lifters, it tends to be more on the pudgier side. Not like fat, but somebody that doesn't say no to dessert after they eat. I'm thinking somebody like a Dennis Cornelius. Of course, he was a 308, 275, super heavyweight at one point. Not by traditional weight classes, but when IPF, or I guess they still do their Olympic weight classes, where 264 and above is super heavy. But yeah, I think even somebody a little, there's some shorter, pudgier guys too, but the shorter guys tend to do well leaner in smaller weight classes. But again, it depends. How far can double progression take you? First part of that, double progression can take you as far as anything else. It can take you as far as conjugate. It can take you as far as block linear. Most all of these things are going to take you to a very similar place. It's up to you to kind of fine tune at that point with what you need to do to milk out that extra 5 to 10% of the last, top of the mountain, and is percentage-based programming necessary to maximize strength? Necessary, no. Necessary is a very strong word, so I'm going to say no, it's not necessary. Is it good? Yes. Is it optimal? Perhaps. Is it something I rely on? Absolutely. I think, especially when you're peaking, to produce maximal output, that gets to a kind of a point where, you really need to be hitting these percentages and numbers, and it's something where you don't play it by ear, you don't RPE it. It's kind of suck it up, buttercup, and it's time to get down to the nitty gritty and do what you do. So necessary, no. Very good, maybe optimal, yes. Peace.